I'm Michael Sotos from Rogue Valley Strength and Conditioning, and I wanted to talk to you today about mobility. Mobility is something that I place a huge importance on whenever I make a training program. Let's just face it, if we can't move well, it really limits us in life. So not only is my goal to make people stronger, but I want to make people move better. I actually wanted to talk today about calf mobility. Chronically tight calves are something that I've suffered from. Ever since I became an ultra runner, I've had problems with it. Also, my son has had problems with it because he grew really fast, and he had a problem with, it's actually called Seaver's disease, where he has an inflammation of the growth plate. And actually it's where the tendon couldn't keep up with his growth, so it placed pressure on the heel because his calves were so tight. So we had to come up with a strategy to try to relieve some of that tightness, so we both race triathlons, and luckily we were able to race all summer. And I just wanted to show you 3 of the drills that were really helpful for us. And I just want to let you know that just because they work for us doesn't necessarily mean they'll work for you, but they might be worth a try, so I wanted to share it with you. If you have pain, it's not good to stretch into pain, so if you have a problem that actually causes you pain when you go into the stretch, it's better just to let that heal and not keep irritating it. And also, if it is a real problem, you should probably see a doctor or a physical therapist for it. But let's get to the 3 drills that really helped my son and I. The first one is a standing calf mobility drill. All you need is a 2x4 and a wall. And what we would do is actually, we would move in and out of the stretch, kind of oscillate in and out. It's not ballistic, it's not quick and explosive, but it's nice and controlled. And we would use our knee to kind of drive forward and then come back. Drive into it and come back. And we're getting some flexion there in the ankle, and you feel that stretch. So we would go in and out of the stretch. And that was the main one we were using from the standing position. Now just recently, I was introduced to the work of physical therapist Gary Gray, and he believes in stretching in all 3 planes of motion. Since we can move in all 3 planes of motion, he thinks we should stretch in all 3 planes of motion. And it's something that I just started to experiment with, and so far I've really liked the results from it. But let me just show you that strategy. So, moving front to back, that's a sagittal plane. He also recommends stretching in the frontal plane, which is side to side, and then also rotational, which is called the transverse plane. So let me show you how I would do that. I come back into position, lean into the wall, have the toes up on the board, and then I lift up my knee and I just go side to side across my body. So there I'm moving in the frontal plane, and then I add rotation. I rotate the knee back and forth, and that gives me my rotational stretch. So I found adding those 2 movements have been really helpful. From there, we would go into a deep squat, and we would hold it for a couple of seconds down at the bottom. You can put some pressure into one of your legs and kind of focus in on stretching down into the ankle by rocking back and forth, and then you can go to the other side. And then we come up, and we do about 5 of those. On the standing one, we would do about 5 to 10 of each of those going front to back, side to side, or rotational. The squats, we do about 5 of them, staying down there a couple seconds at a time. It's always good if you can stretch down in a functional position. And then the last one is actually from kneeling. And you get down here, and it's called Lateral Half Kneeling. And so I lift the foot out to the side, and I try to get low, and I just rock to the side. And whenever my knee is bent, it's actually going to focus more on the soleus, which is a deeper calf muscle. It's below the gastrocnemius. So it gives you a little different feel to the stretch. You also get stretched down into your hip, into your groin from this position. So and then you go to the other side, do both sides. This is actually on a MoveMat, Natural Movement Fitness. Do a lot of kneeling and movement from those kneeling positions. So there you have it. I would do about 10 reps of rocking to each direction when I'm in that lateral half kneeling. Anyways, those are the 3 drills that were pretty helpful for us. We would always use a foam roller before we did those to kind of work on the calf before we started to do mobility drills, and we found that to be really helpful. But anyways, yeah, if you give it a try, see how it works for you. And I hope to bring you more videos in the future. Thanks for watching.